The movie begins in a secret facility in Australia as we are introduced to a man named Del Rago who finally locates a girl called Katya, daughter of a brilliant scientist called Peter Libvenko who was able to create super soldiers known as agents, but quickly disappears without any trace after realizing the wrongs of his actions. But things soon takes a sudden turn when their computers get hacked and a virus infiltrates their system. Del Rago's bodyguards spring into action, hustling him out of the room and escorting him to a safe house. However, on their way, a bomb planted beneath the road detonates, destroying one of the vehicles as the two remaining cars whip around and speed off in the opposite direction. But danger lurks around every corner as a motion sensor gun springs to life, taking out the driver of the second car, leaving the car crashing towards a building. Del Rago manages to reach the safe house, using his eye recognition as a password to open the door, but is left in shock when he finds out that the guards in the safe house has been killed. Before he could react, the security guards who also came in with him were also shot dead, as the killer reviews his self, which turned out to be one of the super soldiers, Agent 47. Desperate for information, Agent 47 then asked him about Katya's location, the girl Del Rago had recently discovered. But Del Rago refused to talk as he laments that once his heart stops beating that a flood of securities will come over to kill him. But 47 makes it clear to him that he does not care as he pulled out a knife threatening to plug his eyes out. Afraid, Del Rago gives up her location. 47 then leaves him. As he walks away, Del Rago rushed toward a nearby gun shelf only to discover that 47 has planted a bomb which blows him up instantly. As the alarm rings, his security guards rushed towards the explosion, but Agent 47 expertly takes them down one by one. More guards rush in, but 47 is prepared as he whips out his guns and eliminates anyone who dares to confront him. After single-handedly dispatching all of Del Rago's men, he walks out of the building unimpressed. In the next scene we are being shown Katya, who turns out to be looking for her father too, as she heads to a local library that keeps record of former inhabitants of that area in search for him, but finds nothing, as she heads home unbeknownst to her that she was been followed. Switches back to Agent 47, who has located where she lives by running her facial ID through the town's CCTV footage, as he quickly gears up to find her. Back to Katya. We got to find out that she has a heightened sense of danger which allows her to see a limited amount of time into the future. She gets a vision that 47 is coming after her as she hastily packs her bags and flees from her apartment. By the time 47 arrives at her apartment, she had already left, escaping through the rooftop, as she makes her way to the train station. At the train station, Katya bumps into the man who had been spying on her as he introduced himself as John Smith, and offers to help her. She initially rejects his aid, but soon senses 47's menacing presence closing in. 47, who had caught up with them, pulls out a gun and shoots at the duo. As they dodged, John tells Katya to run, while he stays behind, shooting back at their pursuer to buy her some time. John manages to knock 47 down, and they both tumble onto the train tracks, where a brutal fight ensues. Despite John's best efforts, 47 easily dominates over him. Fortunately, an oncoming train distracts 47 just long enough for John to escape and reunite with Katya. The pair hop into a car which had been waiting for them, as they speed off, but don't make it far enough before their driver is taken out by a gunshot to the head by Agent 47, who's still on their tail. Katya and John abandons the car, as they continued their escape by foot. John, realizing that he can't beat Agent 47, comes up with a plan as he fires his gun outside the American embassy, drawing attention and getting himself and Katya arrested, while Agent 47 watches from across the street. Inside the embassy, Katya is being interrogated when Agent 47 unexpectedly strolls into the embassy. He willingly hands over his bag for inspection. Upon scanning the bag, the guards cannot believe the arsenal he just brought in, as he was then taken to an interrogation room for questioning. At the interrogation room, the detective was puzzled by 47's seemingly insane decision to enter an American embassy heavily armed, demands answers. When asked who he is, 47 coldly replies that he's an assassin and wants the girl. As he then kicks the table, sending his sniper flying into the air, which fires a shot that severs his handcuffs, and in a flash, 47 incapacitates the two guards in the room and frees himself. Hearing the commotion, John leaps into action, breaking through a glass window. He then escaped the embassy together with Katya, as they race off with a police car. Seeing this, 47 dashes to the top of a nearby building, where he has a clear viewpoint on the fleeing pair. He takes aim at the car and fires a shot. The bullet strikes the vehicle, but Katia and John continue their desperate flight, narrowly evading capture once more. The next day, Katia lays out her map on a wall and begins to brainstorm, trying to deduce her father's hiding place. After some time, Katia, through the information given by John, finally finds out the location of her father. John presses her to reveal the location, but before she can say anything, Agent 47 walks in and fires several shots into John's chest, as he then knocks Katia unconscious and carries her away, determined to uncover the secret she's just discovered. Katia regains consciousness, only to find herself tied to a chair, as Agent 47 emerges from the shadows. Agent 47 then explains that John only wanted to use her to locate her father, as his organization aimed to restart the Super Soldier program. To confirm this, 47 then holds her hand, causing lost memories to come flooding back again as she recalls herself as a child, along with her parents, and the sight of a young boy standing by the roadside during their escape. That boy was none other than Agent 47. It turns out that both of them were part of the same experiments as children, and that Katia is a much better version of the super soldiers, as she has the ability to tap into the future. Having said his piece, Agent 47 turns on a plane engine behind Katia, which starts to pull her towards it. However, she focuses, and manages to untie herself with surprising ease. But as they try to leave, mercenaries swarm their location to confuse the soldiers and give himself a fighting chance. 47 activates all the machines in the area. One by one, the mercenaries are eliminated. As they navigate the chaos, Katia encounters John again, but this time he's anything but friendly as he banged Katia's head towards a steel pipe. Agent 47 appears and engages John in combat, but unlike their previous encounter, John was stronger now. They're still fighting when 47 attempts to stab John, but the knife fails to penetrate his skin. John eventually overpowers 47 and throws him to the ground, as he points his gun towards him, but before he could act, Katia fires a shot which shatters the glass behind him, exposing a plane engine which sucks in two of John's men, causing an explosion that also knocks John unconscious. After their escape, 47 demands that Katia tells him her father's location. Having trusted him, Katia reveals that he's in Singapore, as the duo immediately leave for Singapore. Meanwhile, Antoine Leclerc, the head of the syndicate, is informed of their whereabouts as he contacts the airport security and orders them to monitor every entry point and to notify him when they spot either of the two. At the airport, 47 steals and dons a pilot uniform to avoid detection as he gives Katia a single instruction: avoid being seen by the cameras at all costs. Relying on her super soldier sensory abilities, she scans the entire airport's CCTV. Skillfully, she navigates through the airport, hiding behind various objects to avoid being seen, as she finally made it out, joining 47. However, as she enters the car, an external camera manages to capture her face. Unbeknownst to them, the two heads to their hotel room, unaware that they've been spotted. At the hotel, Agent 47 sleeps on high alert as he drops his guns by his side, but Katia, unable to sleep, decides to him clean his guns. Meanwhile, at morning, Agent 47 fights off mercenaries who had tracked them down with his fist, as he then warns Katia not to take his guns ever again. The duo quickly leaves the hotel. As they make their way around, their movements are closely monitored by Leclerc, who has been after Katia's father from the beginning in order to create more super soldiers. After years of searching, Katia finally meets up with her father, Peter Litvenko. Overcome with emotions, she sheds tears, unable to understand why he would leave her all alone in the world. Litvenko, who then explains that it was the only way for him to make sure that she was safe. Their conversation was cut short when two mercenaries tried to shoot Katia and her father, but were both eliminated by 47. The trio quickly runs to the red Audi and speed off. Just as they try to make their escape, John blocks their way as he orders his men on motorbikes to give a chase to the trio. One group shoots at them while the other tries to cut them off, but just like all the others before them, they are eliminated one by one. As barriers begins to rise, John speeds up his car and manages to escape, unlike his pursuers. The trio drives into the city, but was immediately hit by hook which attached to the car, followed by other hooks which punctured the car in different angles, restricting its movement from all directions. 47 quickly jumps out, taking out the mercenaries midair. Some manage to make it to the ground, but 47 quickly takes care of them as well. The trio starts running to escape, but Litvenko is shot in the leg. Katya tries to carry him, but she's unable to do so. Agent 47 then makes a tough decision by escaping with Katya while leaving Litvenko behind. Back at the syndicate headquarters, Litvenko is tied to a chair, as John questions him on how to create more super soldiers, but the doctor refuses to tell him. This angered John as he injects Litvenko with a serum which made him shake uncontrollably in pain, but he still remains silent, refusing to speak. The scene shifts back to 47, who calls emergency services, directing them to the syndicate headquarters, before hacking into their system intercom as he then speaks to Leclerc, telling him to look outside the window, where he sees an helicopter with Katya tied up. As Agent 47 then explains that the formula to creating more super soldiers is in Katya's body, as he then proposed a deal with Leclerc, Litvenko for Katya. Leclerc accepts and instructs 47 to land the helicopter on the helipad, but Katya takes matters into her own hands, pushes the control stick forward, causing the helicopter to fly into the building, destroy everything in its path. When a mercenary comes over to check on her, she instantly takes his gun and kills him. At the same time, firefighters who were earlier called by 47 arrives and make their way up the building. Katya then turns on hitman mode as she begins to kill anyone standing in her way. Leclerc, protected by John and other bodyguards, quickly escapes the crash and enters his office. To their surprise, 47 is already inside waiting. He shoots at them, but John stops the bullet with his hand, and the two begins to fight. 47 manages to knock John to the ground and empties an entire gun on him, but it has no effect as John stands up and the both began to exchange blows, with John's blow able to break through walls. 47, seeing John's weakness, then strangles John to a live electric wire behind him, as John gets electrocuted and his seemingly indestructible body is finally defeated. As 47 and Katya go after Leclerc and her father, they take out the bodyguards one after the other. However, they are too late to stop the helicopter from taking off. Katya watches helplessly as her father leaves her once more. Inside the helicopter, Leclerc is confident that they have escaped as he tells Litvenko that they will find his daughter again, but Litvenko had other plans in mind as he takes out his inhaler and pressed it. The helicopter suddenly explodes. Katya watches in horror as the father she had spent years searching for leaves her again, but this time forever. It is then revealed that eliminating Leclerc and Katya had been 47's mission all along, as it is necessary to put an end to the agent program. But 47 refused to kill Katya as he throws this phone down the skyscraper. The two were about to leave the building when the elevator door opened, revealing an assassin standing there. It is Agent 48. As the movie then ends. Thank for watching, guys, and please don't be afraid to subscribe, as free, and when you do so, don't forget to turn on the notification button. Make sure you like and comment what you think about the movie. See you in the next one and have a nice day. Bye.